Ethan lived in a quiet house on a quiet street. It was the kind of place where nothing ever happened, or so he thought. One morning he walked into his kitchen and stopped. The back door was wide open. A cool breeze was blowing into the room. Ethan was sure he had locked it the night before. He always checked the locks before going to bed. It was a habit, something he did without thinking. He tried to tell himself he must have been tired. Maybe he was just forgetful last night. He closed the door, locked it, and tried to forget about it. But then, other strange things started happening. He would come home from work to find the living room light on. He knew he had turned it off before leaving. He was very careful about saving electricity. Then he would find books on the floor, books that were on the shelf when he left. Each time he found a simple reason. Media group. Man rationalizing. Man thinking deeply at stock at distribute_equally. He was stressed from work. He was not sleeping well. His mind was playing tricks on him. It was easier to believe he was making mistakes than to believe something else was happening in his house. After all, he lived alone. The small mysteries continued for a week. A cup would be moved from one side of the counter to the other. The television would be on a different channel than the one he was watching. Ethan started to feel a small knot of worry in his stomach. He began to double-check everything. He would say out loud, "I am locking the back door now." He would take a picture of the light switch in the off position before leaving for work. He wanted proof that he was not going crazy. He wanted a logical answer for the strangeness that was slowly filling his quiet home. But the strange events did not stop. They only became more frequent, more unsettling. The feeling of being watched started to creep into his quiet evenings. He would be reading a book and suddenly feel a chill, as if someone had just walked past him. He would hear a floorboard creak upstairs when he was downstairs. He kept telling himself it was just the old house settling. Houses make noises. But deep down, he was starting to question his own logical explanations. The quiet house was no longer a place of comfort. It was becoming a source of constant, low-level fear. One rainy Tuesday, Ethan's search for logical answers came to a sudden halt. He came home tired from a long day and saw something that made his blood run cold. There, on his clean kitchen floor, were muddy footprints. They were small and oddly shaped, not like his own shoes. The prints led from the back door, which was once again unlocked, and stopped right in the middle of the living room. They just ended. There were no prints leading back out the door or to any other part of the house. It was as if whatever made them had simply vanished into thin air. Ethan stood frozen in his hallway, staring at the muddy marks. His heart was beating fast. This was not something he could explain away with forgetfulness or stress.